Near AI. What did you ship this week?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 17 of Near AI's What Did You Ship This Week? My name is Cameron Dennis. This is a pretty much decentralized stand up where people across the ecosystem demo what they've been building. We have an amazing group of people here today coming from Bita, the Near AI team, Asimov as normal, Learn Your Club, and GovBot. So, without further ado, we're going to kick this thing off with Paul from Bita. Paul, adding you to the screen. How's it going?
Hey, great, Cameron. How you doing?
I'm living the dream, man. Living the dream. Super excited to see or what you guys have to show today. I've been following what you guys have been building online. Super exciting stuff. But just to kind of kick things off, you can intro who you are, what is Bita, and then what you shipped this week. That would be great.
Yeah, excellent. Okay, let's see. How to I present. Here's me. Here's me. Okay. All right. So bita.ai is a we do a lot of things on the back end, and I'll talk about a few of those things on the call. But what we're trying to enable is conversational front ends with dApps to make dApps more intuitive, interactive for new customers, and then more exciting for people who are already doing things on the dApp. As a way of background, we do a whole bunch of stuff. We have an agent registry with over 600 agents. We have a tool registry where you can find lots of tools across different networks, a lot of near tools specifically, and our latest updates, which I'm very excited to share today, are one, an analytics dashboard, which now every agent builder will get, which will show sort of like all the conversation logs that you have. We are GDPR compliant. It will show basically how people are going through the funnel. So are they like how many messages does it take to get to a transaction, the success rate of transactions, and so on. We have a couple of these already that have really already proven pretty powerful insights into our agent builders, letting them know how to improve the agents. And then let's see. I have another slide on. Here we are. Some of you guys have already seen this already, but we're excited to share that as of today, Near Intense is natively supported on Bita. So you can actually use that in production. If you go to the Bita terminal, you'll be able to see Serge, our head of product, spent a couple weeks building this, but you can now here's a little demo. Say, hey, swap, one USDC from Near to Base using Intense, and you'll be able to do that through the chat. So this will be available to all of our agent builders as a tool and across every chain. So if you're interested in adding Intense to your platform and you want to do it through a conversational UI, we're happy to support. And we just launched this, so we really appreciate anyone who tests over the weekend. Please give us your feedback if anything is not working. Thanks.
Paul, how would they give you feedback?
A few ways. Obviously, we love feedback on Twitter because then everyone can chime in with their own perspectives, and also we have a pretty big Telegram group as well. So I can share the link to that.
Yeah, that'd be great if you could share the link. We'll get that added to the recap that we post normally after every episode. But a couple questions are there certain pairs that you guys are prioritizing in your Intense, or can you use any asset that is supported by Intense?
Yeah, so two things. One, you can, all the assets are supported, although You can see on our networks page what we support natively, so going between both networks. And then for the networks that we don't quite support yet, you can move assets there through Near, and then we'll be working in the next few weeks to support the remaining networks. I know the two that we don't have a timeline to support currently are Bitcoin and Doge for native interactions both ways, but we intend to have Solana support next week. So just the Bitcoin and Doge for now are the only two limitations.
Super cool stuff, man. Yeah. Well, this is great. We will follow up with everyone in a Twitter thread after the fact. Paul, is there anything else that you want to say before we move on to the next speaker?
No, thanks for the time, everyone. Yeah.
Awesome. Sweet. Thanks for joining. And next up, we have Anton, who's actually right here with me in the other room. And so I'm going to quickly hand it off to him. But Anton, I guess I'll talk to you here. Introduce yourself, introduce what near.ai is, what you're doing with near.ai, and what you shipped this week. And I'll let you take the booth.
Hello, my name is Anton Lomonos. I'm a member of the near.ai team, and on near.ai we have created near.ai hub, and we are also creating new projects. And in parallel, we have created an analytics project that I'm going to present myself. Present here. So this is near.ai analytics dashboard to monitor AI agent analytics. It's an open source repo, and the intention here is to have analytics for artificial intelligence agents that is more or less agnostic of the platform. It is, however, integrated with data from near.ai Hub, and it will also be integrated with the new agent cloud that we are building. The flow of analytics is to first collect logs, and there is a script to collect logs from near.ai Hub that any agent developer can run. Then there are some backend jobs to process the metrics, and finally there is a UI dashboard to run on these metrics, which I will present now. So this is a dashboard that can be run on all the metrics that is gathered from agents. It's fully configurable. It can have multiple views, which is given in configuration. In the current configuration, there are 6 views. So the first view is agent invocations, number of invocations. Then we have latency graphs. There are some these are graphs that are shown on the start of the dashboard. If near.ai Hub data is passed to this dashboard, it's quite it has quite clever initialization algorithms. For example, if it detects that agent developer used multiple models, then like several models, then there will be like several lines here, and you can also configure all these graphs to, for example, slice by the model. And similarly, if agent developer has several agents, there will be several lines here, each for agent. And you can create any graph on any metric. Then there is a table view. The table view is initially one row that you can then slice, for example, by agent name. And here you have metrics for each agent. For example, number of times it was called. So this second column is number of times it was called. All those cells are clickable. You click them and you have more information. You can click columns to get more information. You can click sales to get more information. You can also download this as a CSV. Then you can use, for example, filtering like last week. So you can see the requests that are made each week. Another table is to compare models. So this is a comparison of models. Right now it only has a live bench metrics, but we are planning to add, there will be way more data. There will be cost data, there will be latency data, there will be scores from other benchmarks. Again, this is also clickable, and you can see more information with all the descriptions. Then other views are logs, all logs, or error logs. And we can actually scroll down to system log, for example. And here, the most usual error is that model is not present. We have also data privacy notice guidelines here. It depends on where the traffic comes from. For example, if it comes from agent developer themselves, then agent developer has access to all the logs. If it is benchmark or evaluation traffic, then it can be present on graphs or table, but no individual logs. And if it is actually from users, then it is shown if user agreed to that, and we determined that it doesn't have any sensitive API information. And here I'm just an admin, so that's why I have access to all the logs. But for Edge developer, we will use this data privacy guidelines. Back to this repo. So this is a dashboard UI component, and it is a web component that can be integrated into any website. There is information here on how to integrate this web component, and it can have a lot of different configuration. Do you want one view, or do you want multiple views, etc., etc. It's published as npm and can be installed in any website.
Hey, Anton, is this live today?
Yes, it is live.
And so any agent developer has access to these analytics on the on app.near.ai?
So all the agent developer has access to the traffic that from agent developers. But if there is interest, shoot me a message. We definitely want to expand the access in other directions so that you can see logs from users as well. Cool. We definitely want to expand the access.
And what's the best way for people to reach you?
Just use Telegram or Slack or GitHub. I spend a lot of time on this repo.
If you have a hard time getting hold of Anton, you can always DM me on Twitter, and I can make it happen. So.
Yeah.
What's next for the analytics?
For analytics, we are actively integrating it in our new Agent Cloud platform, and we are improving on how it can be integrated into websites, and also expanding data access for agent developers.
Nice. I have a lot more questions about the Agent Cloud generally. I think we should get Pierre on at some point to give the full lowdown. But is there anything else that you want to add about the analytics side before we move on to the next guest?
If you're either interested in analytics for your own agent or for analytics for your agent hosting website, take a look at my repo and shoot me a message. I will be more than happy to collaborate.
And for those who don't know, Anton is the champion in the near.ai Alpha Telegram group that answers everyone's questions. So he is incredibly responsive, and we're very lucky to have him. So, Anton, thank you for joining. Hope to have you on in the future, and everyone else watching, DM me if you can't get a hold of Anton, and I'll be happy to put you in touch. Thank you, Anton. All right, next up, we are moving to Arto and Matt from Asimov Protocol. I'm gonna bring you guys on stage. We have Arto here, Matt here. Welcome back, guys. Familiar faces.
Hello, hello.
Love it.
Yeah, yeah, indeed.
Always love to be back.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, that's
just
good.
a quick reminder, even though you've been here a bunch,
Yeah.
who are you guys? What is Asimov Protocol? And what did you guys ship this week?
Sure. So, okay, so I'll start off with that. So what is Asimov Protocol? So myself and Arto are two of the co-founders of Asimov. We are building the infrastructure for a decentralized, verified knowledge base using knowledge graphs designed specifically for AI agents to reason over. And I'll show you why that's of interest in a second here. But think of it as the semantic layer for AI, where structured data, provenance, and like decentralized compute all come together in one place. And one of the specific aspects of this is, let me share my screen here, is what we want to do is make the sort of foundational models effectively interchangeable and shift the value to the data, right? This is something that we've been working on. And what is interesting to see is, I mean, this was a tweet from Andrej Karpathy earlier on today, and based on an announcement released about Gemma 3N, talking about how these models you can actually run locally now, right? And so the idea being to shift kind of split the intelligence up so you have a cognitive brain that is able to reason, but really move all the encyclopedic knowledge outside of the model and into a separate library of information. And that's what Asimov is, right? So Asimov is a series of knowledge graphs that the AIs can consult. So the idea being is that the models themselves are interchangeable. So a better model comes along, you can use that. You want to use a hosted model, you want to use a local model, keep everything local, you can do that. So we're really kind of sort of skating to where the puck is going with this. And to that end, Arto gave a little bit of a tease of this last week, but we have launched our new website, asimov.sh. And so this gives you a bit more information about what we're doing here and some examples of using, for example, the LangChain Asimov loader. And I'll give another example of that in a second here. So we have that, which is finally launched, which is good. We have the Asimov directory, which I think I showed last time for people, which is a directory of all like the modules and data sources you can get to and use with Asimov. And we also have the Asimov specs website, which gives you all the specifications you need to build on the Asimov protocol. And one of the things I'm going to be doing is working on basically an LLM-friendly version of this so that you can directly point whatever, Claude Code or whatever tool you're using in, MCP tooling in Cursor or whatever, to be able to ingest this in and help you build with that. So just to quickly state here that you can actually, as sort of shown on there, we can actually use something like LangChain and use the Asimov loader in LangChain. And with not a huge amount of code, you can build a knowledge graph application here to output data. So in this case, it's using Asimov to extract directly from DuckDuckGo. So it recognizes the URL as DuckDuckGo, goes and gets it, does a query for Isaac Asimov, brings back the data. But what is interesting is it has actually augmented it with some intelligence here. So it has actually worked out and said, okay, well, Robert Heinlein was a person. Arthur C. Clarke was a person. Boston University is an organization. So that's adding more semantic information in, which is what Asimov's all about. I'll pass over to Arto now because he's going to talk about some more release stuff.
Alrighty. Let's see. So we are in the middle of the platform rollout. And this is basically the last sneak preview because everything goes out on Monday. That's usually a good day of the week for big launches. And I'm going to just show a sneak preview, and then starting on Monday, everything will be nicely documented, long form tech blog post and so on. Let's look here at a couple of things. Yeah, so first of all, we had indeed the blog went also live this week. So this is literally asimov.blog. There is an initial some initial content there, and there will be soon technical content there as well. So subscribe to the blog over at asimov.blog. On GitHub, we have now made available the Asimov command line interface. So this is installable via multiple methods, including Homebrew on macOS and Scoop on Windows. And of course, the usual cargo install and the like. And there is also, there are various extensions to the base command line interface. There's another one that's available, the module command line interface, command tools for that. We are building an entirely extensible platform, so there's a rather large number of different components, which will all be explained in the introductory blog post on Monday. Over on Twitter, please follow us at Asimov_platform. This is specifically for platform updates, such as indeed some releases today. So these are the last -dev releases prior to the actual tagging of 25.0, which is effectively our 1.0 for the platform. A year in the making. Very, very satisfying to finally get it out. Let me see. I could just demonstrate this also a little bit live from the terminal. So let's take the terminal here. So this is all available already if you know the magic incantations, and this would be things like tapping that particular Homebrew tab, and then going ahead and installing the Asimov CLI, and sure enough, we have that available. But it's not super useful yet by itself. We generally distribute it using a bunch of these subcommands. So similar system as Git, where Git is distributed as 100 binaries, where we don't quite have 100, but we do have a few. And for example, let me just show, for variety's sake, we're installing the module CLI from Cargo instead of Homebrew. So one of the awesome things about the Rust ecosystem, of course, dependency hell is a thing of the past. You just cargo install, and things generally work out pretty nicely. At least if upstream has done, a reasonable job. So this is how you would get any Asimov component onto your machine. And I think we've already in previous weeks demonstrated a lot of the practical functionality here. So I won't rehash that. We'll have some cool demos next week. And that will be more interesting than just fetching data. So I would leave it at that for now. You showed Matt the spec site as well.
Not you're muted.
Yeah, I showed the spec site. Yep.
Okay. Cool. So Cameron, any questions here?
No, not really. It's all pretty straightforward. I guess one question is, like, I see Asimov doing. There's a lot of stuff going on, and knowledge is a very large space. So if you were to sort of talk about like the immediate sort of almost two-liner or one-liner of what Asimov is doing that is relevant for AI builders today, what would that be?
Sure. So the way we are phrasing it is that we are building what will be the leading platform for trustworthy neurosymbolic AI. And just to unpack that, trustworthy is rather important, and unpacking that is going to take a blog post. Neurosymbolic means the combination of knowledge graphs with LLMs. There isn't really any kind of existing standard or player in this space. We aim to be that. And as you can imagine, Cameron, there's no conceivable name on this planet and the history of mankind that has, let's say, this similar kind of claim to trustworthiness in AI as Asimov. After all, he's the first AI aligner in history, which is the three laws of robotics. So that's what this has always been about for me: trustworthy AI, AI that knows where the data came from, why it should trust it or not, and is able to make better decisions. And as a result, we are able to make better decisions as humans.
Got it. So it's primarily on just the data, like essentially data structuring in order to make sure these LLMs have a better, easier time
But look,
processing and less
there's a
hallucinations. Yep.
Cameron, there's a multi-year timeline here, which is again all about trustworthy AI, and that has implications far beyond the data itself. I mean, for example, why do we write in Rust trustworthy AI, right? We don't want to be segfaulting and corrupting memory like Llama CPP, for example. So we aim to build reliable systems. But we are beginning off with the knowledge part, and hence I shall limit my answers mostly to this at the moment.
Checks. Matt, is there anything you want to add?
No, I think that's it. Check out the website. We'll be doing some more demos, like Arto said, a bunch of stuff being released on Monday, and yeah, I'll be putting together some more demos for people to actually kind of have a play with it.
Well,
And Cameron should also mention aside here that we are beginning our first institutional round.
Oh, cool. Well, congratulations on all the progress. We'll DM you about the round, and thank you for joining again.
Great.
Thanks.
Thanks a lot.
See you guys. All right. Up next, we have Sasha from Learn Your Club. Sasha, how's it going? Welcome to the show.
Hello. It's going very well. My pleasure to be here. I think this is my very first time being at this club, and I'm excited to share what we did ship. Even like not this week, but even like last minute, right? Usually we do not put in production stuff on Friday, but this is an exception. Yeah, it's
well, amazing.
Quite light though, so nothing should be broken. Yeah, cool.
Even if it is, these are demos. Hopefully, demo gods are with us today. Just want to kind of quickly give everyone the big kind of overview of what Learn Your Club is. Because I'm quite familiar, but this is your first time on the show and the audience might not know. So if you don't mind just giving a quick introduction about what Learn Your Club is, who you are, and then diving into what you shipped this week.
Absolutely. Learn Your Club is community learning. Everyone can learn about Near protocol itself, and which is important about Near ecosystem projects. And me personally, I've been working in online learning for more than like 20 years, and I've been working with Near protocol for a while. And what we do now, we do blockchain for learning, and like Near protocol for learning. And now apparently we do it with AI. So let me share my screen. Okay. Share. Okay. Okay. I hope you can see it well. So a short preamble about learning and AI.
Hey, Sasha, do you mind just like zooming in a little bit on the screen?
1 second, please. Sure. Okay. It's good now?
Yeah, much better.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. Cool. So the short preamble, why it is important to get verifiable and responsible AI for learning. AI has already entered the classrooms and stuff, right? And if you put it in plain English, like almost like if you put it to extreme, people stop learning, right, at school. Like you can see that, like ChatGPT doing essay at one side, at one end, and ChatGPT grading this essay is at another end, the teacher end, right? Like, and so like we have to fix it, right? We have to figure out how we can train our own intelligence with the AI help, rather than just just empower the artificial intelligence by itself. So this task we are tackling at Learning Club with the help of near.ai team and other projects who participates actively in near.ai ecosystem, and one of them is our private knowledge base provider X-Trace, which I think was on this call recently. Here you go. So the most recent updates that we get is like this commenting with AI, because we believe that commenting is very important activity for the learners, especially for non-native English speakers, so they can review once again what did they learn and leave their opinion about that. So let's go here and see the comment, click the comment, select section, like issues. Okay, I'm interested in issues with current AI. This is the sections that I'm actually commenting, and ask Learn AI agent to generate comment for me. I have to pay it with my Enlearn points, and here you go. So this is a comment generated by Learn AI agent, and okay, let's see what we have. I think the key issue mono so centralized this makes alright. So like this thing I want to remove, because like I want to be it's a little bit personal. They make me uneasy, especially when you see important decision. I want this slice. It seems like transparent approach. Yeah, otherwise the rest looks good for me. I remove this stuff as well. Now I'm posting comment, and let's see if magic happens. All right, here you go. Okay, now we have. I think we. Let's. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So the system detected that that comment was actually just AI generated, right? With a little bit of participation of the user, and the system grades it this way. As you can see here, right, that the award for the comment was shared by the user and by Learn AI agent. So I think this way we making an adjustment that comment system in the way which is looks right now. First of all, we help users to do not hesitate to comment themselves. We do inspire them to use AI, but at the same time, we force them to review actually the comment and tweak it if needed. If we also reward them accordingly, right? So if they do not bother, they get nothing for this comment, right? And everyone like, and they even sign this, right? Like I just posted this comment and I wrote it for me completely. So and if users spend more time, and review the comment and rewrite the comment to make it personal, I think this helps users to better comprehend the material and to build that knowledge into their head. So hopefully, this is one of the small breaks in the new learning method, which could be adopted at schools and somewhere else. Like it's work in progress still, right? But I think we are now on a on the right direction, on the right direction. Okay, and another thing that we shipped today and improved it a little bit today. Let's see if it does the job. Sometimes users hesitate, right? They do not know how to start, right? What kind of question should I ask? Like me personally, you guys, like, you're probably well aware about near and new ecosystem, and you have some particular questions that you may ask, right? But newcomers, I have no idea. So like we created for them this nice feature, I think. I like to think so. Like, surprise me, and let's see how it goes. You can see that our learning agent is learning from private knowledge base. Now it's consuming the information stuff. It's a little bit not that performance, and as we would like to have it, but thanks Anton and team, now we can better explore the performance of the AI agent with the dashboard and see where the bottlenecks are. Thank you, guys. Okay, so this is what the agent came with, right? People saying it feels faster than other blockchain due to its impressive technical capabilities, particularly its fast block production and finality times, which is cool, right? Like when you read such a surprise, you probably are inspired to get into more knowledge about new protocol itself and near ecosystem projects and. Yeah, let's try to ask about our friends from X-Rays. So what does the learning I thinks about them? Tell me about X-Rays. And while the agent is working, I want to draw your attention to the fact, to the problems that X-Trace is working on and Asimov protocol is working on. The While we were working and we've been working on Learn AI agent, we figure out that the models themselves doesn't much matter. They're still like already intelligent enough. But what matters a lot is the knowledge base, like garbage in, garbage out. So this is where the value actually exists, and this is where actually the like normal ordinary users, ordinary content publishers will be able to monetize their content. So kudos to you guys and the best of the luck. Okay, so X-Rays, yeah, apparently the system knows quite a bit about X-Rays because they are friends and they do not hesitate to publish some learning materials and learning club. So, but just in case, right, if you actually do not like the reply of the agent, and you can flag and help us to find the knowledge gaps and improve the system for you and for everyone else. Yeah, so that's basically that.
Super cool stuff, Sasha. What's next? Like, are you trying to get this adopted by external education organizations, or what's the, you know, what's on the roadmap?
Yeah, yes, this is on the roadmap. Next step, we still have to polish it a little bit, especially performance. So, like, you know, like when you go out of your bubble, right, and talk to people, they expect like the two experience, right, where everything like this, right, and they want to get that for free. So we'll get it a little bit polished and more robust. And yeah, for the it's easier to sell this, right? Like when I talk to parents, listen, like, do you know what your kids actually learn like this ChatGPT? You have no idea, like zero, right? Like, and with this approach is that we are trying to demonstrate, like we're gonna have like four roles, right? It's a kid, a learner himself or herself, a parent, a teacher, and the AI tutor, and everyone is aware what's happening, right? And the kid is aware that if she cheats, we know this, right? Do not cheat, behave well, and get bonuses. Yeah.
Man, I don't know if you saw recently, but there was a viral video of the student that graduated UCLA that held up his computer thanking ChatGPT for his degree. And so I feel like we are going to get much more stupid as a society if people aren't actually learning things. And so really love what you're building. My girlfriend's a fifth grade teacher, and it's really disappointing. Even at that fifth grade level, people aren't reading. People are just going straight to ChatGPT for all their answers, and their actual math skills that a fifth grader at like a second grade level. This seems to be pretty consistent, and I'm worried. So we do need things like what you're building, and yeah, I would love to help accelerate in any way we can.
Absolutely, absolutely, my pleasure, and thank you very much for having me here. I hope what I presented does make sense for you guys, for
That's super
those
cool
who.
stuff.
Yeah,
Is there
thanks.
any call to actions that you want the community to know?
Just come to learn near co-op and learn, like, and flag learn with AI, learn by yourself, and just invite your friends, like show to your friends who have kids and stuff, right? That graduate guy was already like 20 something years old. Imagine if you have kids like 5 years old.
Yeah, no, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's so urgent, so like we have to act right now.
Yeah, we're running out of time, but
Cool, thank you.
learning, but also in this session. So Sasha, thank you so much for joining.
My
and,
pleasure.
Hope to have you back soon. Last but not least, we have James from GovBot. James, how's it going?
Hey, sorry about the glare.
All good, all good.
Doing well.
Welcome
How are
back.
you?
Doing well, man. Doing well. Just working, doing the thing. Excited to learn more about GovBot. But just to kind of give everyone a little bit of context about who you are, what you're building, and what you actually shipped this last week.
Sure. Well, my name is James, and I'm a delegate supporting the House of Stake governance system for Near. And GovBot is an AI-powered assistant that helps governance participants understand proposals and make better decisions. We've got a Telegram bot, which I shipped the week before last, but today I'm going to demo this agent, which lives on chain in a Web4 contract, which is a pretty cool thing. It's been around the Near ecosystem for a while, and I think it's a really interesting use case for blockchain. It's essentially on-chain websites, but there is a new dev tool built by Peter Salomonson that enables a JavaScript engine to be embedded in a Web4 contract, so you can post JavaScript code to the contract, and it runs in the browser. And the Web4 get method is what actually serves the content. So you have on-chain control mechanisms for what you see on the page. But I'll go ahead and share my screen and just dive in.
Real quick, James, can you
yeah.
also give a little bit of background about what the House of Stake is and what the use case you're building is?
Yeah, so the House of Stake is made for governing the Near ecosystem, and potentially the community fund, which is intended for developing various initiatives across Near, and it's also meant to help with other kinds of governance. But you could imagine, for the sake of context, there might be some AI agents that help us with budgeting, and this governance system helps to make sure the community stays in charge. So I think that's my best attempt at explaining. It's a really exciting project that will change how Near actually operates, and it's really exciting to see how many people are already voting in a key decision about the issuance reduction. So just another shout out there. But yeah, I hope that helps. But it's a big deal. So we're going to be rolling it out. It's supposed to be launched in the next month or so, and we'll see where it goes.
It's very exciting. I also am a delegate in this crazy experiment, and truly think that agents are the only way that we're going to be able to scale coordination. So, yeah, looking forward to this.
Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Sweet. So it's very simple what I'm going to share today, but it's a proof of concept. This website actually is running, in a contract. So it's being served through the Web4 contract, and it's a Web4 JS contract, which means it has the JavaScript runtime embedded, but I'm just going to go ahead and connect and authenticate with Near AI, which is under the hood. It's really interesting to me because you can get free inference through the Near AI endpoints, and the APIs are super cool. I've got another example of an agent that is published on the hub as well, running on Web 4, but this is just calling the chat completions endpoint. But you see it says send a message to authenticate, so I'm going to do that, and it's giving me a pop-up to log into Near AI. You got to sign a message there, but just went through, authenticated, and it says, hello, how can I assist you today? And what I'm going to do is say, what tools do you have? And we'll see what it's got available in the tool belt. But yeah, there's 4 tools I've built so far. The one I'm going to demo today is the Get Proposals tool. So you can just say Get Proposals, and it'll ask for some clarifying details. And this can be improved a lot. I'm thinking about what tools to add next and how to make these better. But it's made for discussion purposes. You can come discover proposals and even talk about them with the agent. So it'll say, oh, I've got these proposals, and you can say, oh, well, what's that one about? And it'll tell you more. And once it goes through here, then we'll see what's on the contract. One of the cool things about the House of State contracts is that it's totally modular. So there's a main contract that is, the singular VE near contract. We won't go into that too much, but that's kind of where the stake weighted voting power is, tracked. It's kind of like it keeps a ledger of who's got how much voting power based on what you lock up into your own lockup contract, which is another modular component of the system. And then the final of the 3 is the voting contract, which is really flexible, and you could actually have many different voting contracts that work with the main VE near contract. So this is one that I deployed for this demo, and it's got 1 proposal in it, so you can see the proposal details, and we can even ask a question, say like, how should I vote? And we'll see what it says. I think this is really basic, of course, but if you have any ideas for tools that could be useful as a delegate or as a voter in general, even as a participant that wants to submit proposals, please reach out. But it's going to give a measured response here to let you know like how you could approach voting. One idea might be to kind of facilitate voting as well, but that's just clicking buttons. So I like the more analysis forward approach where we're actually informing participants and helping them better understand what's being proposed. And yeah, I think that pretty much does it. I'm happy to share more and hopefully come back in upcoming weeks and give an update on the progress.
Super cool stuff, man. And I'm looking forward to testing this, especially as a delegate. Is there anything that you want the community to do right now?
Yeah, so I mean, we've got a bunch of things on the the fire. I will highlight, we've got this other demo front end. You can go test the contracts. It's at near.vote. We've also got this new GitHub organization where I'm pushing code. It's the Near Governance GitHub. You can find that. This repo I just shipped last night, maybe for an upcoming demo. It's a factory contract that helps users deploy voting contracts. And we've got a Telegram bot, so you can test that as well if you want to get into this group, or you can just send it a DM. It's near governance _bot. and yeah, I'm at JWAUP JWAP on Telegram and X. So feel free to reach out. I'm hoping to collaborate with everybody who's interested in governance agents.
Awesome, James. Well, thank you so much for joining. We'll be sure to promote all of these things that you dropped, and hopefully see you next week. Or today. Yep. I'll see you, man. All right, that concludes this episode of What Did You Ship This Week? Just as a reminder, we do this every single week. Normally we do it on Thursdays at 11 a.m. Pacific. Today we did it on Friday because we weren't able to do it yesterday. But hope to see you next week. Again, if you want to participate, you can DM me on Twitter. We do ensure that all the projects here are shipping on Near, so that is a prerequisite. I've had people ask to join the show when they're not building on Near, and well, it doesn't fly. And so just DM me if you're interested, and hope to see you next week. Thanks for joining.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe to Near Week.